Welcome into Three the Hardaway, aka the three-man Jalen Weave, aka the best big three since LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh, as I get everybody back in their normal spots. Live on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 100 plus subscribers. Shout out to everybody for coming through and pressing that subscribe button. So we on the way to that 250. Of course, with the NBA playoffs, we've been getting a lot of traction on the channel, but make sure that you are, if you are tuning in on YouTube, to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. But not just here, ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole conglomerate of Let's Be Real. So while you're here, if you subscribe to Three the Hardaway, make sure you go over and subscribe to Let's Be Real Media on YouTube. Follow on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and also we got the Jeans Report as well too. We blowing this thing up, ladies and gentlemen. So don't just subscribe here. You can't be a fan of Three the Hardaway and not be a fan of LBR. That's what Three the Hardaway came from. So Three the Hardaway, LBR, and the Jeans Report, and let's get it popping for 2023 as we get into the summertime. If you don't know who I am the walking bucket providing instant offense. It's your boy Savage. I am tired as hell. Today is not my daughter's birthday. That's actually on Monday. But today I have been out all day. I've been doing a party for the family today. So if I got low energy, which I doubt I do, bear with me. So I'm a lean on my co-stars right here. Up first, we got the coach on the sidelines, take them school on and off the court. And when I say it's really shitty, it's really shitty. Coach Sheedy, what's good?
It wouldn't be Coach Sheedy if I didn't give you a coaching story, right, man?
Yep.
We played lights out today, man. On defense, we only let one play. We're like the 2000 Ravens, that bend but don't break type of defense. But we let one play beat us, right? And that's it. That one play. I really am finding myself on defense coaching more often than not. But it's hard for that guy that tuned in, right? It's hard for me to really coach kids under the age of 7 when I have an hour with them, and I need to build relationships with them more than I do to coach with them. I'm trying to teach them life lessons, not just how to play football, man. But anyways, nonetheless, playoffs next week. We're coming to play 2 games and win the championship, and nothing less than that.
It is right there.
And yes, I did bench Aiden again before 2 goes. Yes,
that's a real coach, man. When you bench your son, man, hey, that takes some real coaching. But he
responded very well. So I benched him in the first half, last 7 minutes, and all of the second half, played lights out on defense.
That's how you want to respond. Shout out to Aiden, man. Shout out to the young Sheedy. We also got your favorite DJ, Sample Man himself, Mr. Ted Shakir, too. What's good?
What's good, y'all? Hey, I just want you to know, Sheedy, when Aiden get of age, he gonna bully the hell out of you. He gonna remember these moments, and he gonna take it out on you. You gonna be in somebody retirement home.
My dad benched me when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, man. No, you can't. Nah.
This man, the anti-LeVar Ball, that man ain't playing his son.
The anti-LeVar.
I be telling him, hey, no, I yell his name. Hey. So get him out.
No, the anti-LeVar is wild.
Oh man. All right, y'all know what else is wild, man? These damn Lakers beat the Warriors.
It hurt so bad that we skipped the trivia, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, we come back to trivia. We come back to trivia.
I forgive you, brother, because I know it hurt. I tried to warn you.
I want to go ahead and get my apology out of the way while we're here.
Ooh,
so,
what apology?
I went on this podcast a week or so ago, and I said the Warriors would win in 5 games because I thought that they were going to make their jump shots. Silly me. I'm going to apologize to Took as well. Took told me you're not going to win the NBA championship being a jump shooting team. He says for years. He said the Warriors are that one outlier. They are the only team that can win the championship making jump shots. I was foolish. I was foolish, and I forgive me of my sins of basketball, because the Lakers, they play great defense. They got contributions from LeBron. Of course, in Game 6, LeBron went crazy. AD played very well this series. The role players, Austin Reeves was him again yesterday. I mean, he had that half court no cush shot. Like, it was beautiful. D'Lo, I've always loved D'Lo. Played well. I got to give Darvin Ham some credit for getting this team, like the trade deadline. They shifted the dynamic of the team. Of course, getting Westbrook out of there helps a lot, but you still got to be able to coach him up. And I don't think he's the greatest X's and O's coach, but you don't have to be the best X's and O's coach to be a good coach. So I give him credit for that. But they have an uphill climb going up against the Joker, who is the real MVP, ladies and gentlemen, the real MVP. We ain't got to get into that just yet. But that is my apology. I apologize to Lakers fans. I'm not a Lakers fan still. I know too. You said they beat the Warriors, would I go back on the bandwagon? I'm not. I will say this: I am supporting Anthony Davis. I am cheering for him. I said that from the jump. That's my man, 50 grand right there. So AD, because he is playing like how he wants to play, that man had 10 rebounds in the first quarter. I think it was like 10 rebounds first quarter. I had in the parlay, I said he gonna get under 13 and a half. He ain't getting them. I'd be damn. I'm like, damn, AD 10 in one quarter. That's how I knew he was ready to play. I told y'all from the jump, when AD rebounds, that's when he's ready to play. You know he gonna play. So excuse me, I'll let the Lakers train come on through the station and just get on me. I'll be quiet. Y'all go ahead. Tell me how stupid I am. Tell me how wrong I am. And no, don't ask me to join the Lakers fan. I'm not doing it. Nope. Go ahead.
Sheeta, the floor is all yours because I still don't know what to say.
I got you. I mean, this Lakers team is built to make this type of run. To your point, not even talking about Darvin Ham, let's back up a little bit. Rob Pelinka for saying, okay, this is what you need to get this done. To
Lakers fans owe him an apology. They owe him an apology. Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He heard all the crying we were doing, not we, but people were doing about why Russell Westbrook was on the team, blah, blah, blah. Found a trade suitor, not only for him, but also to get Roy over to here. Roy's been playing great as well. Not even just this series, but in the playoffs itself. LeBron only had to go off one game so far. That's a little scary. And I don't even want to say go off. Like, it's not like he went for like 50. Because there's some other players that went for 50 so far. But for him to do what he's done and take care of the defending champions. Let's also remember, these are the defending champions of last year. Regardless of who they're sitting on the court, these are the defending champions. And to close them out in 6. And actually, I referred to this on the last time we recorded. You made the defending champions come to your level. You didn't raise, so to speak, to their level. They came to you because of how you were playing game one. So kudos to LeBron and AD. Dennis Schroeder has been phenomenal as a role player and deserves whatever contract he's going to get and should get from the Lakers. I'm trying to think of players you have not mentioned. Lonnie Walker the fourth. Hell of a game, hell of a performance. And there's that stat out there, just real quick, before I pass it to the big fellow. In the last 5 games, Jordan Poole had more field goals. He had less field goals made than fouls, or something to that effect. And he's really just a shell of himself. Game 6, when everyone needs his support, he's melting in that contract, and I'm over it with Jordan Poole. Like I said, the pool's been closed since Memorial Day. Last time I checked, Memorial Day still got a couple more weeks for it. So you ran to a better team, yes, but the Warriors just didn't look like the Warriors. And if I'm being honest and frank, and that's because of put some more respect on LeBron James's name and how he goes to battle against the Warriors, especially with just a Steph Curry Warriors.
Savage. You know, the last couple of days, I've just been saying, you know, jokes on me, and the joke's still on me. We're gonna talk about that. But it just seemed like the joke's on you now, buddy.
hey, man.
Oh man, it's like one of them times, like, you know, it's like when your parents come home and like both of y'all got in trouble. and your brother get his whooping first, and you just say, "But like, yes, they spending all their energy on him."
Yeah. Hey, that was me and my sister for real, bro. That was really me and my sister. I'm like, dang, she getting her ass whooped. That man, I'm up next.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but you hoping the energy's done by the time they get to you. But they might have just been warming up.
I hope that part of the episode, see, that go Candy with the bullshit right there. Oh man, but no, man. Kudos to the Lakers, man. Me being the bandwagon Warrior fan that I've been for the last 10 years. It's literally been one player that I've been scared to go against, and it's LeBron James. LeBron James, I said on this podcast the last time, he literally has the Warriors number. Of course, I wanted to go with the Warriors because, like I said, I'm on the bandwagon. Ain't no way I'm picking against them. But I think y'all both know deep inside my heart, I knew the Lakers was going to win this, and I think y'all could agree with me on that one. So the Lakers did what they supposed to do. This is the best Lakers team that LeBron has played with. That's at this point becoming a non-debate. If y'all want to still debate this in the comments, let me know. We can, but like the pieces around LeBron are fitting perfectly. Everything went right for the Lakers. Like we talk about how the Lakers weren't a shooting team, but they were damn near shooting better than the Warriors. And they were only able to get baskets pretty much whenever they could, especially in the last game for Austin Reeves to come out and put 20 points up. Who guard AR? You know what I'm saying? So just looking back, like the Lakers, they did everything they were supposed to do. They did everything right. Darvin Ham and LeBron James developed a scheme to beat the Warriors. LeBron knows how to beat the Warriors. And quite frankly, even though the Warriors won a championship team last year, they didn't go against LeBron James. So this is LeBron's year to be the man. He broke the scoring title again, and I said, something off. Once I saw D'Angelo Russell and all the pieces that he was able to get for Russell Westbrook and people that didn't fit on this Lakers squad, I said, something's off. They go against a Memphis team who I told y'all they should be scared to go against if it's any team in the 7th to 8th seed. They went against the Lakers, and what happened? We got our ass smoked. We poked the bear, and the bear poked us back. They would go against this Warriors team, and I don't even want to get started on what I saw. It's pitiful, y'all. My man Trevor.
I like this way you saying this way.
My man Trevor been saying dynasties end early. I mean, end bad. I don't want to say it's the end, but damn it, something has to be done because this ain't the Warriors team that I've been on a bandwagon with for the last 2 years. I'm an ashamed Warriors fan, and it is what it is. Speaking of Miami, and I can't wait to talk about them. The way they were moving that ball just brought me back to the memories of when the Warriors were that Warriors team I was on the bandwagon for. So shout out to Miami. Shout out to the Lakers. I felt like this was going to happen. And now I need my boys, the Lakers, because I'm a Lakers fan now. I need my Lakers, since Savage ain't going to claim them. I need my Lakers to go ahead and get rid of this joke that's in the playoffs, right?
Hey man, hold on. Nah, we ain't getting there yet. We gonna get there, but we ain't getting there yet. Caught my man a joke, and he went out there and smacked them fools. He had DeAndre Ayton saying, "No mas, I ain't playing in this game. I don't even want to play."
Literally.
But I'm gonna wrap it up here before we go to the Warriors offseason. Like you talked about AR. Look. This is why I was mad at the Grizzlies. And again, I'm not talking about the Grizzlies anymore because it's not a Grizzlies podcast per se, and they're not even playing basketball right now. But you had year 2 players who the coaches are sticking with regardless of how they playing during the regular season. You stick with your young bucks. You give them a chance to play, a chance to develop to the point where Austin Reeves about to get a check. If it's not from LA, it's from somebody else. And he might not be as good somewhere else. But the point is they gave him an opportunity to play basketball, and he's playing well. That's all that anybody could ask for. Shitty, you mentioned it earlier with the Miami Heat. Develop your players. They got 6-7 undrafted dudes from Jesuit University in West Virginia, wherever the name of the damn place is. But the man gets to play basketball for the Miami Heat because not only do they have good coaching, but they're trusting their players that they're going to do the right thing, make the right pass, make the right reads during the game. Sorry to say we can't keep allowing to keep switching teams, man. Y'all get on me before. Remember, y'all talking about you a Nets fan, a Grizz fan, a Lakers fan. Hey, y'all need to get on Took. Get on Took, man.
Talk to him, Cap. What are you talking about?
Man, I've been trying to recruit for this damn Lakers train all season, man.
But yeah, man, like the Lakers, they actually are allowing their young players to play. We seen Hachimura get minutes. We saw Lonnie Walker, who came in, put up 15 in the fourth quarter, highest since Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace. Like, let your young players play these folks. That's all we can ask for.
And before, I want to talk about Lonnie Walker the fourth for a minute. Let's never forget he was drafted by who? Greg Popovich.
Spurs, yep.
A man who knows or the whole organization, that knows talent. And he just wasn't in the right fit. He just wasn't where Pop needed him to be. But he saw the talent that it could be. And listen, they didn't need him for all 6 games. But that one game, that fourth quarter,
Coach tried something different, man. Coach said, you know what? Lonnie ain't playing. I need something. Lonnie, that's all I ask.
Yes, exactly.
Just play somebody different. But whatever. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Cut it.
But anyway, let's get right into the Warriors offseason, man. So the Warriors season has come to an end. And right now they got a lot of questions to ask if you're a Warriors fan, man. Draymond has a player option. I think it's like 27 million, 30 million, something around that range. Jordan Poole, I mean, he starts to get paid next year. This year. It increases for the next 3-4 years. That's all I know. Klay Thompson is he looks shot, man. Klay Thompson looks shot. Like, he had a spurt during the season where he was playing well. And then, like, as soon as this series came, it was like he just choked. He said he waited, 12 years for this moment to play the Lakers in the postseason. And then you play like that, like bricking, like wide open shots, not even just like contested, wide open shots. And you, Klay Thompson, now with it being a playoff series, of course, these things happen where you might have a good series, might have a bad series. Styles make fights. But that is concerning if you're a Warriors fan when you got money tied into these older players, and then also Jordan Poole, who is not worth the money. He don't play defense. He's a questionable playmaker. He couldn't make a shot to save his life. I think game 4 he had 9 points. Game 5 he had 10 points. Game 6 he had 8. And I'm paying you to score. I'm not paying you to provide 6, 7, 8 points. I need 15, 16, 17, 18, sometimes 20, depending on if I can get a good game from Klay or not. So their off season, I don't even know what they can do, because they're deep into the luxury tax. They're spending the most money. They don't have that much cap space. Kuminga is upset. Kuminga wants to get out of that. You traded James Wiseman in the offseason when you could have used him during this series. Took shaking his head because Took talked about all this earlier in the season. But going into this offseason, what can the Warriors do to get better? They're not getting younger, but what can they do to get better?
That man shot 7 for 28 from 3 and had 6 threes in one game.
Wait. Did you say 7 for 28? So he shot 25%.
This series against the Lakers.
That's
Y'all
that
know
math.
damn well who I'm talking about. Y'all let Tevin get out. No, because ain't my time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't my time for them to get on me, Candy. I'll tell you what's happening. They getting they whooping right now. But Jordan Poole, Close Poole. I'm not giving him the name Jordan. At this point, until he do better, his name is Close Poole. He went 7 for 28 from 3 this series. Again, 6 threes in one game. So I mean, the rest of the time, you looking like Dylan Brooks. But I can't even say that because at least Dylan Brooks tried on defense. He tried. Dylan Brooks. I'd have called this man Dylan Brooks already. Close Poole. If y'all don't get this dude off my team, it's an issue. Just like the Grid said, ain't no way in hell we bringing Dylan Brooks back, whether they said that or not, that's needed to be said. They need to say the same thing about Close Poole. You paying this man $140 million, which is way more with the luxury tax. I told you I did the math. It's about $45-50 million for a role player coming off the bench. You essentially paying $45 for Nick Young. Essentially.
Hey, Nick Young look better than that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we can't advance until we figure out what we're going to do with him. Draymond Green, this is player option, but he want to get paid because he took a discount the last time that the contract extension came around. He wants this is his last year's, and yes, Draymond Green, somebody will overpay him. So if he don't get the money from the Warriors, which I doubt, he finna be out this thing. Klay Thompson is a shell of himself. Like I said, he can't hit a shot, but he was known to be a two-way. He can't guard nobody on the perimeter either no more. So it's so many things you got to figure out. Andrew Wiggins is still about, he's still him, and like he missed a few months. So I think coming into the playoffs, he still had to get some wings up under him, but he kind of looked a shell of himself from last year. So it's like, even though we won the championship last year, where's the chemistry? It's like some of the younger players say, hey, we won. We know how to win. It's going to be the same thing. Just like do the same thing this year. The same effect's going to happen last year. Well, nah. That's not it. And Steve Kerr, we looking at you too, because you did have an influx of young talent. You got an influx of older talent. You, as a championship winning coach, you have to figure out how to better utilize your players. Like you went from not even what's my guy named Gary Payton II. He went and got a bag, and then you brought him back, and then you start him. and essentially what could have been a Western Conference Finals. Like you getting out your game plan. Kevon Looney, dog, why isn't he starting again? Like, we lost in our own game. It's embarrassing. The Warriors got to figure out some ish. I still can't put my finger on it, but they do have pieces. If you want to trade Klay, that's a talk for another discussion. If you want to trade Close Pool, you better trade Close Pool. If you think you can get something for Draymond, why the value is somewhat still high, because he is going to get a big payday from a team after next season, you got to do what you got to do, Warriors. So, Joe Lacob, we looking at you. You've been crowned.
Won't that hurt them though? If you trade Klay and or Draymond, it's not the Warriors anymore. Then, right? It's not like, because they are the sum of their parts. The Warriors are a machine with Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Like, that trifecta is what made the Warriors the Warriors. So if you trade one, that's it. I feel like, because are you going to win again? Like, because the system was like a perfect storm. 2 shooters, a facilitating big man that's undersized, play the 5, and then elite role players around them. I feel like changing one of those 3 is like catastrophic for them.
I agree, but at the same time, Klay Thompson, who's a big part of that, isn't looking like the Klay Thompson that we know. Granted, he can come into this offseason and, get in better shape or do whatever, get his mental right, but it's just something ain't clicking with this team. Like I just brought up to the Miami Heat point. The way they moving that ball is beautiful. It's beautiful. This is not the Warriors team that I'm used to. So if you were to keep Klay, Steph, and Dre, which is my preferred thing, then that mean you're gonna get rid of Wiggins. You're gonna get rid of Poole, because this new CBA is gonna kick a lot of teams in the ass. Like, I don't people get ready for the shit show that's about to happen.
It's gonna be a whole different looking roster construction.
Crazy. And the Warriors already been playing like the most in luxury tax, so they got financial decisions to make. I don't expect Close Pool to be on the team next year at all. You kind of got to figure out what you're gonna do with Wiggins too, because if you keep you're not gonna be able to keep Steph, Klay, Wiggins, and pay Draymond. One of them gotta go. And if you ask me if Klay Thompson is still doing a Klay Thompson BS that I just watched for the last 6 games, I'd rather keep Steph, Andrew Wiggins, and Dre.
Draymond, yep, I would too.
That's just me.
I would too.
You need some kind of playmaking, because still Draymond Green is the best playmaker on the team. He's getting older. Steph Curry, he's getting older as well, and playmaking still ain't his thing. He's the best shooter in the world. I ain't got to play make for nobody. Who else you gonna bring in? So that's my thing, Warriors. Who else you gonna bring in? What you gonna do? The ball is literally in our court, because we just got embarrassed. But then again, it's Yao King, and I give him credit what credit due.
I'll definitely give the King his credit. Let's start with the Warriors next year. Steph Curry gets $50 million.
Sheesh. $50 million. Oh, let me not do that again. My bad. Let me not do that rush hour again. My bad.
You know who's second, right? Who's second? Who y'all think is second, salary wise?
Close Pool.
No, Klay Thompson.
Klay at 47, 43?
43 million of them boys. Jordan Poole is next. He'll be getting, especially with incentives, probably about 30 million. And then Draymond Green is the option, looking at 28 million. After that, you got Andrew Wiggins at 24, and that's a drop off, so you get to Gary Payton. You cannot pay that much money to all those players. So yes, one, if not a combination, should leave. The question is who. And the other part of this, I think there are, to be frank, I think there are some teams that can still believe in Jordan Poole. And I think you can still get some type of value out of Jordan Poole. Draymond Green has a player option, which means he gets to decide whether or not he wants to sign the contract or not. And so is it Poole or Thompson? Is there a market for Klay Thompson at $43 million?
I don't think so. I don't think so with him. Like he can't laterally move anymore because Klay was an elite 3-and-D player. He's not elite on defense. It's not there anymore.
But at the same time, I think by name, because I think I just said that Draymond can get paid, what he wants. It'll be unfair for me to say by name, Klay Thompson won't be able to get what he wants. So
the one thing that helps Klay's trade value, this is last year of the contract, so he's expiring.
Exactly.
So if you want to eat $43 million, then you can be like a random contending team that's like, all right, I'll take this for 1 year and just see if he has anything left in the tank. Maybe I'm not taking $43 million. No, not for that Klay Thompson.
No. And so what I will say is, to the point of the $40 million, and I know some other players that are making $40 million that we just discussed on the last podcast, it might be time to do a little bit of a switch. There are a few Bucks players making $40 million. Now, whether or not that can happen or not, I mean, Drew is saying he's done in 2 years, so for sure his $40 million can match Klay Thompson and he's done. Then you can actually still, to me, I think Drew provides a 3-and-D type of player, is better a defender right now than Klay Thompson for sure. Not gonna shoot the three at an incredible clip, but you don't need that. And so, or is there a market for Chris Middleton to come here for his $40 million if he signs in with the Bucks? So that $43 million is a lot for Klay Thompson. It's due to him, yes, because of what he's done, yes. But then now it comes after all these injuries. Here it is, and if they can't restructure his contract, they're in for a world of hurt because they won't be able to pay Draymond what he's rightfully earned, and that's a lot more. Honestly, I know he doesn't score like that, but only $30 million is really a steal for Draymond Green at this time, to me, in my personal opinion. And I'll leave it at that. But the Warriors are see y'all in October, Warriors.
You mentioned that trade. I don't know how the contracts, like in the compensation, add up and match up. I wouldn't be mad at Klay Thompson with Milwaukee. I know this ain't a Milwaukee offseason preview, but I'm thinking like, okay, if they can get Klay with Giannis, they can go get a point guard. Tyus Jones, Grizzlies won trade for a point guard. If you trade Drew Holiday or however they make that money match, I wouldn't be mad there for Klay Thompson. But I think either way, wherever Klay goes, because it would be a trade if that's the case, but I don't think he'll get traded. I think he's going to end up with LA at some point just because his dad played there and then just end it right there at some point. Draymond, I am very curious about Draymond Green and what happens with him because, like, does he say, I'm going to opt in to this, $30 million you said, Sheedy? 30-something million, and he's worth more than that. I think Draymond still got a lot left in the tank. I think he got at least 2-3 years, maybe even a little bit more than that because he can be, if he plays limited minutes for a contending team and like not necessarily a role-playing role, but like he starts, but he ain't the main guy. He can just get rebounds and get assists, play defense, and communicate. I think he has extreme value. I mean, my pipe dream was Memphis for him to play alongside with Jaren and play center, small ball center. That would be perfect for the Grizzlies. But I think it depends on him. If he opts in, that means that he thinks he's going to commit to the Warriors for a couple more years. But if he opts out, he's trying to get paid. And I don't know who paying Draymond more than what that $30 million offers. But, I mean, somebody might throw him back. Who knows? Might be Detroit. He's from the area, so who knows?
Yeah, that'd be one of the perfect teams for him, too. It'll be one of these good young teams that got, they can do 3 years or 2 years, like a Orlando Magic or OKC or something like that. Like, it'll be
Magic.
One of these.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me too. Don't play with me.
It could be one of these young teams that can be like, hey, 2-3 years while we still got players on rookie contracts, we can make this kind of contribution because we know Draymond Green's a winner. We know what he could do on the defensive end. And when it comes down to it, it can come some games he gonna hit more threes than Klay Thompson.
He had a 20-point game at one point, man. Like he still he had something in the tank, man.
Didn't have two of them off the bench.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He got
when it
something
matters,
off.
Draymond can do his thing offensively. So it's like he's underrated offensively as far as like not scoring, even though that's not his thing to do.
So I know that the Warriors, the Grizzlies have the Warriors draft pick that's for some reason very highly coveted for the Grizzlies. Where do y'all see the Warriors next year? Is this team going to be a good team next year?
Yeah,
like a contending team next year.
Yeah, they still got the coaching staff. I mean, let's not get it twisted. Like last year, they were the champions.
Yeah,
and with the core that they can bring back and the players that they can get off, it's a chance that they can come back even better. It's just going to be a matter of what they do with closed pool. I expect Draymond to come back 100% because if so, this could be like a last ride kind of deal, which would be sentimental for me. So I may be in my feelings all season, but at the same time, it is what it is. But I think they can do for one more. They just got to get rid of that $140 million dude off the bench who was supposed to score who can't score. As simple as that. Can't do nothing but pout.
Yeah, he was pouting. She was thinking that
like every call, bro. Like, okay, I understand you paid $500,000 to take out Ice Spice, but you are sucking on the court. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all gotta get rid of him because every year his contract gets more and
it's
more.
It's bad, man. It's a bad contract for him. It's bad.
Yeah, because I mean, the question is going to be, do the Warriors organization see Jordan Poole legitimately as the next Steph or Clay?
No.
And if you don't see him after you've already given him that contract, I suggest you get rid of that contract immediately because year after year he's getting an extra $2 or $3 million every single season from here on out, and that's not going to work, especially with the new CBA deals. So if they trade Poole or somehow Kerr locks in with Poole to make him know his role and shut his mouth, then yes, this team will continue to contend. But if that cancer of Jordan Poole is still around and it's the same Jordan Poole we just seen in these playoffs, they'll make the playoffs. They'll make it. But they'll be at most a second round exit again.
My man took out Ice Spice and been ice cold ever since.
And nobody asked him to do that. That's his problem.
So I really think that because we didn't even mention the Draymond and Jordan Poole like fight from earlier in the season and how like they had their little altercation, of course, or whatever that was when he went to the bench or whatever. I can't remember, but Draymond opting in means that maybe Poole is gone, or maybe Draymond not opting in, Jordan Poole staying. We'll see. We'll see. They got a lot of questions to answer. This is a gold standard franchise, in my opinion. So I expect Joe Lacob to figure something out. But it might be the end of a dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. It might be the end of a dynasty. We'll see. All right, let's hear a word from our sponsor, BetStamp. This episode of 3 to Hardaway is brought to you by the BetStamp app. BetStamp is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, sports bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you can possibly win. Even when betting on the same outcome, different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for games lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances of winning long term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 yearly just by line shopping. You can find the BetStamp app on the Apple Store, Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using promo code LBR. That's LBR, and start your journey to sports betting today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, you can always enter our code in your BetStamp account settings afterwards. BetStamp. Bet like a pro. All right, so it's your time, man. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm going to just put this on the screen. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to walk away.
Jokes on me, y'all. Jokes on me. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's like because a part of me wants to, kind of bring up the fact that Chris Paul didn't play, which it helps.
Chris Paul,
He's still your starting point guard, Savage. Come on,
40-year-old Chris Paul.
He's still your starting point guard, and he does make teams better, but he's not in. But that damn Aiden gave up. We literally watched this man give up on the team. So what more do I mean, what do y'all want me to say? What do y'all want me to say, man?
We just gonna not bring up Kevin Durant shooting bricks all series. You're not gonna bring that up. Your king that you said was the best player in the NBA after slandering Mr.
No. Greatest player in the league in the world right now.
Thank you,
Greatest.
Captain. Thank you, Captain. You knew CP3 was getting hurt at some point. It happens every freaking year. This is a part of the process. It's the equivalent of James Harden getting the yips. CP3 gets hurt every freaking year. The man is old. He is with the AARP. He's old. O-L.
He was State Farm. He was AARP now.
He State Farm and AARP. He damn near finna get Medicare.
They say he need both. He need both, don't he?
I'm about to find the white guy for the diabetes commercial. He old. He is old. What Trevor talking about? Trevor said, "Tell me something, KD. Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Do you regret not coming to the?" Hey, Kevin Durant, the Knicks would have been great with Brunson, but that ain't happening. Sorry.
To the Nuggets fans that listen, to the Jokic fans I've offended, to the jokes that I put on the Joker. Man, allergic to playing in the playoffs. To the chicken, I don't even think they chicken nuggets anymore at McDonald's, but to the chicken McNuggets at McDonald's, I apologize. The joke's been on me. I've called out Jokic for not playing defense, and he still ain't playing defense. But damn it, offensively, you're a freaking guru. Like the Joker is not like a good nickname for this guy. We got to call him something else. But no, in all seriousness, like sustainability is the key word here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said that just with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker be able to sustain what they've been doing for the last few games. I thought they could have. Devin Booker did. My guy Kevin Durant
80% from the field. I was like, ain't no way he doing this forever. He damn near did, but he can't do it every game.
And they still were trying to double him. Like, and then Kevin Durant not having the shooting stomp he was. They Publix nuggets. Hey, Publix got that chicken though. I've got that chicken. Oh man, but nah, like Kevin Durant, like he couldn't hit shots. He was essentially Klay Thompson as well. You know, he did everything else good. He was able to get assists. He was able to get rebounds. He was playing better than the starting center for this team. Simple as that. I mean, it's not too much I can say. The Suns got players. They, of course, traded away key pieces that could have helped this Suns team. But with the pieces that they got, I think they could have been a lot better. So at this point, if your name ain't Kevin or Devin or Tevin, I even go Cameron, you need to be gone off this team next season. The Suns got a lot to think about. This is not the same as embarrassment as we put on the Bucks. If y'all want to talk about that, we can, because there's a lot of trolls. I ain't gonna say the word. There's a lot of trolls that's being in my DMs talking about, if you talking about him, you got to bring up.
Talking about Candy must have said something to you. Candy said something. Come on back.
Candy. I call Candy out. That's the homie. Okay. I call out. But there's a bunch of other people, man. There's like, if you got to bring up KD, you got to talk about this and how this season was a failure. I have no problem saying this season was a failure for the Suns. But at the same time, the Bucks weren't missing their starting point guard, who, injured all the time. That's neither here nor there. True facts, whatever. But their center, who DeAndre Ayton, if statistically, if you me coming into this series, we always said that DeAndre Ayton played pretty good defense against who? Nikola Jokic has been proven in the past. He literally gave up on this team. Shout out to Young Jock for stepping in and being able to do what he's doing. He did, and I hope he's still on the team next season. I let Young Jock ride. He came in and do what he's supposed to do. But when your starting point guard is nowhere near the team and your starting center quit, is you going against the number one team with the Nuggets? Like, and the joke's on me, because if you remember, Sheedy, a couple years ago, I was the one who was early on the Nuggets. I just stopped because keyword sustainability. Will the Joker be able to sustain what he's been doing? with the Jamal Murray comeback, healthy, I thought this team would have been next year's team that would be saying, would be playoff championship contenders. That's what I came into this season doing.
Damn, you did.
Wrong.
You did.
My bad. Pimps mess up. What we seeing from the Nuggets, what I'm seeing from Jokic is one of the greatest centers I've ever seen. MVP talk, we can talk about that. But shout out to Mike Malone and everybody that's contributing to the part where this Nuggets team could win a championship. But are they? No, because my Lakers ain't gonna let me down. They ain't gonna let me down. My Lakers ain't gonna let me down, baby. It's a Lakers trade. Ain't no beat LA.
Speaking of the Joker, I just want to jot off.
We put Kush Nuggets over the Denver Nuggets.
I just want to say Joker stats really quickly for the series, right? 34.5 points a game, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. I give you a block, you know what I'm saying? A block, a steal, shooting 85% from the free throw line, shooting 44% from three, shooting 60% from the field. I'm gonna give you 38 minutes a game. Ladies and gentlemen, I like Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is great. I watched him not touch the ball for 4 minutes in game 6 the other day.
Whose fault is that?
His fault, because you the leader of the team. Get the damn ball one way or another.
Most valuable, right?
Man, most valuable. Speaking of that, unless you think it was James Harden's fault, I don't think that. I remember vividly a preseason game from about 15, 16 years ago. It was Andrew Bynum, former Lakers fan, y'all remember this. Andrew Bynum and Sasha Vujacic in the preseason. Andrew Bynum was in the post. Sasha had the ball top of the key. He just dribbling, shoots it, bricks it. Andrew Bynum said this, and again, hide your kids, everybody. He said, give me the fucking ball. He said, give me the fucking ball. Joel Embiid didn't say that. That's not MVP worthy, because the Joker would have found a way. He touched the ball every possession at least 3 times. That ball gonna move. He gonna get it one way or another. Nikola Jokic, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna get into the prediction for the Lakers just yet, but he just proved to me why he is just the best player in the NBA, which is why he's the MVP. So MVP, and he better than Kevin Durant. Sorry, too. He better than Kevin Durant. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear it next August when we do our top.
August ain't the other dude I'm talking about. I can roll with that. I can roll with that. And he outplayed him. I can roll with that. Just don't bring in that other dude, that winner dude.
He said, "When you finally admit that LeBron's better than KD."
No, I'm just playing.
I was like, Tevin, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
If you remember coming to this season, I believe I did put LeBron James as the best model. Well, go back not in different position, so never mind. I can't even say that one. But for this season, I can say that LeBron has played better than Kevin Durant. I can absolutely say that. But Kevin Durant had 2 teams in the playoffs this season. I can't say the same about LeBron, so it is what it is.
Well, technically, I mean, his previous team, it was in the playoffs.
Exactly, because of him. So, Kevin Durant's great. Chill.
Well, I was talking about the Cavs. And back to the sunsetting awards.
No jersey for Took, man. No jersey.
Damn, you're right, man. That's what I'm talking about. I could have had a free jersey.
No jersey.
Free jersey, but I would have signed it myself, too. The issue is $60 million tied in. Ayton and Chris Paul to players that do nothing in the postseason. Let's just be honest. I respect Chris Paul, but he's proven to you season after season, no matter how close he gets, even when he has a 2-0 lead in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, this Suns team has not been the same ever since then. I want y'all to really think about that. They were up 2-0. They lost 4 straight to who? Giannis. 4 straight. The previous season, they went to 7 games and lost by what, like 40, 50 points in game 7? Phoenix. They then lost game 6. And where? Phoenix? Phoenix is cursed. KD is cursed. I've told y'all that. What?
Base God took that curse off of him. Stop saying it.
Off who? KD?
Yes. Stop saying that. He's not cursed. Stop it.
So my man won 2. Go ahead, Savage.
I took the curse off.
I was saying, base guy, KD left the Bay Area, so that the curse stayed because he left the Bay Area when he could have stayed. So it might still be with him.
So since he decided to go get his 2 rings. Again, let's go back to this. He's got his 2 rings with Golden State. He said, okay, cool. I got my rings. I'm feeling myself. I'm going to go to Brooklyn, be the guy. Injury or not. He was injured in the finals anyway. Couldn't beat the Raptors. Cool. Boom. So then we're in Brooklyn. What happens in Brooklyn? Hi, Lele. James Harden. Kyrie Irving. Injuries. Get yourself out of Brooklyn. Come to Phoenix. Injuries. So, you can tell me he ain't cursed, but the writing's on the wall for me. Now, let me discuss your DeAndre Ayton problem. DeAndre Ayton needs to follow the same yellow brick road that Dorothy took. He needs to go find his brain, his heart, and some courage to play basketball.
And some
DeAndre Ayton ain't it. Follow the yellow brick road. Go where you got to go. Ain't the vibes.
Can he ease on down the road for the Wiz? Can we ease on down?
He can wheelchair himself on down. I don't care what he does, but he needs brains, heart, and some courage. He ain't got none of them 3, but the Wizard of Oz gonna help you. Go ask Dorothy and go find the Wicked Witch of the West.
So he can go to the Wizards then in the Eastern Conference. Hey, he go to the Wizards, bro.
The Washington Wizards of Oz.
That might be where he needs to go.
Hey, that'd be a good trade. This
It
man,
would. Especially Porzingis. Hold on, because Porzingis hooped last season.
he did hoop last season. He did hoop. Hey, somebody voted Porzingis 3rd team All NBA.
He was hooping. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Would I put him on my 3rd? No, but shit, I would not.
I mean, and this team would look way better with someone that would actually try. So in the contract, I think DeAndre Ayton gets played even more next season.
He got a max contract. Speaking of, we can get right into the Suns offseason, man. Tevin mentioned anybody but Kevin, Devin, and Tevin, and maybe campaign. Shout out to Memphis
And Young Jock. Young Jock.
And Young Jock. Okay. As far as what the Suns need to do, I mean, there were rumblings about them getting rid of Monty Williams, which surprised me because I'm like, why are you letting go of Monty Williams? I think he's a good coach. I think he's good at what he does. And you change, like when you make a trade in the middle of the season, especially towards the end of the season, because KD only played 8 games during the regular season with the Suns, if I'm not mistaken, and they won all those games. Like I don't see why you would fire Monty Williams from like the coaching staff. I don't agree with that. And when you trade a player, it normally goes the way that it went for the Suns, where it's like not as successful in the postseason. The Lakers is like a huge outlier in terms of like they made a trade. They're in the Western Conference Finals. So if they fire Monty Williams, that owner is on the wrong foot, in my opinion. I know he's new. He want to bring in his guy, his players. He brought in Kevin Durant, all that type of stuff. But you got to keep Monty Williams, man. He has a pulse, his ear to the team, what they need, as far as like coaching. And I think they need to just construct the roster around these 2 players, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. What that looks like, I'm not really sure about their cap situation right now, but they need a Jeremy Grant or another point, a Tyus Jones if you need a point guard with Chris Paul being out. Somebody that can like be steady, not turn the ball over, make the correct play. I think Tyus Jones will be big for a lot of teams for the offseason because he can start for somebody's team. He's 28 years old. He's a veteran, and I think he wants to start. Chris Paul, according to Vegas, the favorite team for him to play next year right now is the Lakers, which surprised me because I wouldn't touch that if I'm the Lakers. I would get Kyrie before I get Chris Paul. But what do you think they need to do for the offseason if they are going to be making these moves?
For one, if the Suns get rid of Monty Williams, they're playing themselves. The joke's on them in a way. Because like if we look at last season, right? Last season, the Suns were embarrassed on the home court. We talked about the 40-50 point loss against Dallas. And what was the main problem then? DeAndre Ayton. If you come into the summer, what was everything talked about? How DeAndre Ayton did not want to come back to this Suns team. And what did the Suns do? They ended up matching the offer sheet that the Indiana Pacers were going to have him on. Ayton was cool with going to Indiana. Let him leave. But the Phoenix Suns felt, hey, we need to bring him back. And then what happened? You end up, coming to this season on some negative energy. to the point where we can talk about it. The Suns probably weren't going to even make the playoffs the way they were looking. Correct me if I'm wrong. So for everybody saying, why did they go get Kevin Durant? Because if you don't get Kevin Durant, you probably don't get in the playoffs. Simple as that. So of course you have to trade everybody that you traded, to get Kevin Durant. But now that you got him in the building, let's go ahead and build around him. Number one, Ainge needs to be done. If he's still on this team next season, something went wrong over the summer.
And he said he committed to the team in the comment, I guess, after the post playoff interview. I don't believe that shit.
He was just talking, man. I feel like he was just, we're still playing with the Suns. Give my all to the Suns. Really? In what 6 games did you do that?
Not at all. Like, come on, man. We literally, like, reels, bro. We seen AD leave the game in a wheelchair because of a concussion and came back last game. But you want to sit out because your ribs hurt. My McRibs hurting. You got your ass well, bro. Embarrassed, like straight up. Like, read the energy, Suns front office. Read the energy. The guy didn't want to be here from the jump. Well, I ain't gonna say from the jump because he went to college in Arizona. But as far as contract extensions, he saw the writing on the wall. He didn't want to be there. And what happened? Y'all brought him back. Ship his ass to Indiana. I'd love to get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, if he's still available. Those two will fit better with Kevin and Devin. You got to trade Chris Paul. You can't have $40 million, paying a player $40 million, and then every year he's into the playoffs. Like, that's something it's some people that expected Chris Paul not to play because he was going to injure. Was one of them people me? No, because I actually thought Chris Paul was going to play it, and I thought he was going to win. So now you got to trade him. You gotta trade him. You gotta trade him to a team who's gonna utilize him, i.e. the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie said he not done playing with Kevin Durant. Do I believe it? Absolutely. So now, if you got Kyrie, who should not be on the Mavericks team next year at all, get him off. I can see Chris Paul being a better fit for that team because I've been saying you got to get the hand out of Duncan's ball hand anyway. Swap him out. But my thing is, with still Kyrie Irving injury history in the playoffs. That's the only thing that's stopping me from being first. If the odds are for the Lakers to get Chris Paul, and I mean you have to get D'Angelo Russell, I would like that. I like it at all. He's a streaky shooter, better fit. So you gotta do what you gotta do. But like he said, $60 million between those two players ain't gonna be it. You gotta strengthen your bench because you literally had nobody outside of campaign coming off the bench and Young Jock.
And one game of Shamit.
and Shamit. There's some games you got some games Shamit. So it is what it is, but you gotta do better off the bench. Like, we see how role players are coming in, and literally since basketball men, role players win you playoffs. So the Suns got to look at themselves in the mirror, figure out what they want to do. Ownership need to read the room and try to figure out the best deal possible for DeAndre Ayton, and I think they'll do that. But it starts with getting rid of him. Ain't no way in hell he should be on this team next season.
Yeah, interesting enough, man. I was just trying to crunch the numbers for us next year, and ironically enough, KP's contract and DeAndre Ayton's contract very similar, off by a few million. You can make that money work. Now, how does that work for the team of the Phoenix Suns? I mean, at least you get somebody on the floor that will at least try to create a shot, play some offense, space the floor a little bit more, do something. DeAndre Ayton's getting paid millions of dollars to do what? To put on a jersey? Like $30 million to put on a jersey. Legitimate. I mean, I put on just the shorts if you want to just give me $15 million. All right. But all in all, I like, when I just said that, I was like, dang, let me look up these contracts. And I actually like that as a fit. Now, that does mean there's no rim support, so to speak, for the Suns. But I mean, who was it this year? Bismack? Biyombo? I mean, they gave that up.
And he didn't even play. Like,
no. And so they were already giving that up anyway. So they're not looking for rim protection. And this team, 47. Well, you might as well just call this $48 million for Kevin Durant next year. The underpaid Devin Booker for $37 million. And then you got the Chris Paul $30 million. The problem with the Chris Paul is it's a player option. If I'm him, I sign in because I don't know who else is going to offer him that amount of money to play point guard. And then you try to unload that $30 million. Now, where does that $30 million go for Chris Paul? I don't know. If that is the case in point where, you try to get Kyrie Irving there for if he signs a similar deal with the Mavericks, maybe. But you got to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. That just has like we had to get rid of closed pool. You got to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. You cannot make it out the barrel when there's a crab pulling you back down. And that crab right now is DeAndre Ayton. And he's holding on firm to why the Suns cannot be a success. This team should have already won a championship. Let's really think about that. They weren't supposed, but they were in the rankings they were 2 wins away from being a championship team. And now, not so much. So DeAndre Ayton is the first person that needs to go, and he's the max player to go in regards to how much money. And then Chris Paul, Cameron Payne been playing phenomenal for you, and you got to retool a little bit more. I don't know if they're going to have T.J. Warren, Terrence Ross, again, players that didn't really see the floor anyway, back. But it has to start with Trey and DeAndre Ayton. It has to.
My thing about Ayton, really a couple of players. What does Ayton think he is? Is my question. Is he aware that he's a third option? Like on any team, he cannot be my main option. When he was the main option, the Suns were ass. They were not good. This was when him and Book was a little bit younger. Like he had 18, 19 points a game, but he don't get blocks. He don't play defense. And if you're a big man that can't block shots, do something else that's productive. Joker ain't just block shots like that, but he's the freaking point guard for your team. So Ayton might have to come to a humbling experience and just say, you know what, I ain't that guy. I am okay with not getting my touches, but when I get the touches, I make the most of them. So if he goes to Indiana, he gonna be third option again. You got Tyrese Halliburton, you got Benedict Mathurin. Who else is there? You got, I don't know if they probably trade Miles Turner, but he's a third option by default if he goes to Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So he has to realize what he is as a player. He's out of his time because he would probably been cold in the 2000s, but right now this is not a big man era. This is a perimeter oriented era. He might have to develop a jump shot, a 3-point shot. He can make a mid-range shot, but not a 3-point shot. So he might have to expand his game in order to be the player that he thinks that he should be. That's one option. My second one, I'm wondering how does Book feel, because Book didn't speak to the media. I'm not gonna make a huge deal about that. But to me, that's something. That's something going on with Book. Is Book frustrated about how the last 2 seasons ended, getting your ass kicked by the Mavericks at home, getting your ass kicked by the Nuggets at home in Game 6? So I'm wondering, how does he feel about that? How's he feeling about the new ownership? Is he cool with the ownership? Is he cool with Kevin Durant being there? Is Kevin? I'm sure they are, but I'm wondering, how does Booker feel heading into his prime and not having as much help and support around him? Kevin Durant, I tweeted about it and during the game. Kevin Durant showing his age, man. I know it's playoffs. I know he come back from an injury. I think he's showing his age just a little bit. He not taking as many threes as he used to, and that might just be an issue with the offense and just the spacing of the court for him. But I'm curious. I'm not worried because I still think this is going to be a good team next year. You got Booker play out of his mind, y'all. His scoring, the difficulty of his shots was ridiculous. It was all right, man, you got it. You making all your shots. So I think they'll still be a contending team. But if it doesn't start off well, what is going to happen? That's my biggest concern. I think they'll be okay. They better not fire Monty Williams. They can't do that. I'll be pissed if they do that.
Man, you both. Man, you both.
All right. So speaking of coaches getting fired, let's get into Game 7 tomorrow. Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers. I've been speaking about Doc Rivers pretty much, I want to say, 2/3 of my life. Ever since he got to Boston. And when they won the ring, I was like, that's cool. But, you had KG in his prime, Ray Allen close to after his prime, Paul Pierce in his prime. They carried you to that championship. He didn't do shit with the Magic when he was there. He did, but it wasn't super impressive. He's a good coach. He's one of the top 15 of all time, apparently. not to me. But the Sixers, they wasted an opportunity in Game 6. Jason Tatum was like 1 for everything up until the fourth quarter, where he just started to say, "Oh shit, I am Jason Tatum, huh? Let me start making my shots now." And I'm disappointed in like Joel Embiid for not touching the ball the last 4 minutes. James Harden, I'm not disappointed in him because that's what I expected from him, to not be as good. But Philly, they choked, man. And I'm starting to believe that it's a Philly curse. I'm an Eagles fan. We lost in the Super Bowl. The Phillies lost in the World Series. And now the Sixers finna lose to Boston. I got Boston winning. Who y'all got?
I said Lakers Celtics in the finals, but the Celtics ain't been looking like the Celtics from last year. And what I mean by that is really on Jason Tatum. And Savage, is not even the fact that he started getting in the fourth quarter. He started getting his buckets within the last 3-4 minutes of the damn game.
It was like the last part of the quarter.
And if y'all can't beat this Celtics team when Jason Tatum shooting the way he been shooting, starting off games, like starting off the last 2-3 games, he's went 1 for 10, 1 for 11. That's it. You still can't beat him. That's coaching. Y'all put me on the Glenn Rivers, and I've been talking about James Harden and how he don't perform in the playoffs. And the crazy thing is, this is the team to beat the Celtics. This is the team that can beat the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? But it's all in the X factors of the team, which is the coaching and the star player. If Joel Embiid ain't touching the ball in the last 3-4 minutes, and yes, he is the MVP for a reason. I don't think that's a Joel Embiid. Like you brought up the Andrew Bynum, hey, give me the effing ball. Yeah. But it's on the players to get them the effing ball. Point blank, period. So are they gonna give Embiid the ball this game? I hope so. In order for them to win, they better. But I don't think Jason Tatum comes out and shoot a 1 for 11, 0 for 12, whatever the BS they've been on the last couple of games. I expect him to come in, get right to it, and help the Celtics win to the next round. So I do have the Celtics. But if the Sixers win, I won't be surprised because they have, in my opinion, they slick got a better roster than the Celtics. That's just me. But the X factors ain't they Xing right now for sure. They for the X themselves out the playoffs because you once again for to show us who you are.
Let's just be frank here. The Celtics should have had this series over with. Without 2 last-minute heaves by James Harden in Game 1 and to send, I think it was overtime in Game 4, this series is over. However, it's all about wins and losses. Now, Tuke, you said this earlier. You talked about things that you said at the beginning of the season. I want to go ahead and talk about something I said at the beginning of the season. And it's very unfortunate. There's a player for the Philadelphia 76ers that is completely stinking it up. And I need to find out what his contract is right now. But his name, ladies and gentlemen, he's on these commercials with a big fella. But his name is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris, he's not a third option. He's not a fourth option. He's a bench option. And that's where he needs to go. And so I don't know what that means for this game. I don't know if that means I'm talking him into, being really good this upcoming game. But to your point, too, I think this Celtics team is good, but they're not like they were last season. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't even matter to me. Tobias Harris is getting $40 million to play like that.
40 million. Close pool numbers.
Oh, God.
Number 40 mil.
God. Jesus.
Yeah.
He's the second highest paid player on the 76ers. It's Tobias Harris's fault, ladies and gentlemen. We can blame Joel. We can blame James Harden. You're not getting paid $40 million to stink up the court for 40-plus minutes a night. So this is Tobias Harris. And whose fault is it that Tobias Harris is playing like this? Glenn, you got one of the worst track records in terms of closing out games. I think it was like 14 and something abysmal. He's terrible. He's been this way forever. And so the heat in me, The Heat and me want the Sixers to win so we can play Glenn Rivers and get them out there in 5. That's the Heat in me. The brain in me tells you should probably choose the Celtics at home for this one. So I'm gonna go Celtics to win this one, but it ain't cute. It ain't like I'm for sure about the Celtics winning either. That's the bad part. Because I don't know if Jason Tatum shows up for the game 7, does that mean Jaylen Brown won't?
Jaylen Brown been there every game.
Every game.
No, and I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree with that, and I agree that Brown is greater than black and gold and purple and gold and crimson and cream or whatever. However,
what you trying to say? Hold on. Whoa.
Blue and white. I just just slid that in there.
He makes sure you were listening. He makes sure you were listening to.
Even though it was cold on December 4th, I got a little itch in my neck there, broke my neck. But anyways, I got the Celtics, fellas. Celtics win this one, and we'll see about Miami.
They gonna trip ass.
Right on time, Manny.
I can't even say it because y'all gonna jump me.
Oh, so you can get jumped now.
I want my life.
You gotta get some more alphas in LBR, man. Hey, but Doc Rivers, his record in closeout games. So any game where if he wins, they win the series is 17-32. 17-32. That's terrible. That's terrible. He's blown 3-1 leads, I think, twice? Once, the Nuggets and the Clippers, or it was against the Nuggets as the Clippers, and somebody else as the Clippers. It was just bad. I think it was Maverick.
So pretty much it's like an 18%. Without me doing the actual math, it's about 18% winning percentage for him.
Let me do math.
No, not that. Yeah.
No, it should be higher. You said 17 out of 33.
17 plus 32.
That's 49.
49. 17.
So 34.
49. 34%. That's still bad.
Good job.
1 out of 3.
That's still bad. That's terrible. So he gotta man. If they lose tomorrow, Philly might run him out of town, man. Philly might run him, man, all the way.
That's the coach that needs to be on the hot seat, not Monty Williams.
Oh, this seat gonna be scorching hot. All right, let's close it. Oh, real quick, Sheet. I'm gonna let you get your shine for Miami, man. Go ahead. I forgot about that. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, don't worry. I wore it on purpose just in case we did forget. I don't know how much more I need to say about Miami. I don't know what else I can tell you all. Not you all, but the ones that are listening.
You got you.
In 4 years, 3 years in the conference finals for sure. And I get it. There's an NFL team that has always been, close to a championship, but never really even got to, the Super Bowl, right? Buffalo Bills. But the Heat have continued to make a way year after year after year. This win was not necessarily this series wasn't about Jimmy Butler. This series was about the Miami Heat as a conglomerate. This series showed you that Bam can start being more of a second option, so to speak, when needed. But he's playing his role in his position. Tuki alluded to it earlier. Our ball movement is getting more and more crisp as the postseason continues. We're not looking for the good shots. We're not looking for the great shots. We're looking for the best shots. And we have some great players making less than, Jordan Poole, less than $2 million a season that are not only knocking down shots, but if they're not knocking down the shots, what do? They follow their shot to get the rebound and or they're going back and playing defense. And before I continue, let me give my shout out to Jalen Brunson, sir. Jalen Brunson is that guy. He deserves all the accolades that come to New York because it is for him. Not Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. There's still an APB out for you, shooting 1 for 10 in that game 6. That's 10%, ladies and gentlemen. And so back to Miami, though. Miami is a team that's literally all in. Everyone is knowing their role. and everyone is playing up and past their potential that Patrick Riley and the rest of the organization saw fit for them to be a part of. And Series 1, was about us scoring. We scored. Series 2 was more about locking down on defense. We proved that. So now we're ready for the next collision for whoever it may be. But please understand, 3 out of 4 seasons, you've had to book a ticket to the 305 for the Eastern Conference Finals, at least for 2 games. And we're going to continue that trend this year, and I'll see you next year. But I'm talking finals now. We're going to go to the NBA Finals. I'm calling it right now.
I mean, who am I to question? I mean, he's been consistent with this team since the play-in. So, hey, if you're listening, if you bet money, you might want to listen to this man. You might want to listen. Real quick, Shitty, I was wondering because I've been riding with Eric Spoelstra for years. Like that's again best coach in the league in my opinion. That's my 2 cents. How does he not have a coaching tree? Like, how are coaches from this staff not getting plucked off of off the staff? Like, I was Googling, the coaching staff, and I saw, Caron Butler is there, former player. Malik Allen is there, former player. Anthony Carter, former player. Chris Quinn, eventually Polo going to be there as well, too. I'm like, if you are an NBA team in need of a coach, in need of a culture, why not take a coach from the coaching staff of the Miami Heat? I don't understand it. Like, I'm confused.
I'm baffled, and in the same term, I'm grateful that no one sees the greatness that is in Miami. So no one wants to give Quinn an opportunity. No one wants to give Caron an opportunity. No one wants to give these people. No one gave Spoelstra an opportunity. He had to get it. Good
point.
Yeah. He's had to build his way up from the ground up. And so for me, I mean, I hope none of them go. But if they do go, I understand that they're coming from a great, great tree of Eric Spoelstra. But we saw what happened when Steve Kerr loses one of his assistants. And so I want to at least get another championship from Eric Spoelstra. Who was it? I think 7 Eastern Conference Finals appearances. Mm-hmm. It's more winning seasons than the Knicks since 2000, I believe. I'm just giving you the numbers, the W's and losses. But anyways, they can take somebody if they want. They take the Polo for all I'm concerned once he gets on there.
Somebody got to give. They were saying on the Google search that I did that Chris Quinn is supposed to be next in line to be like an NBA coach, which hopefully it happens. Hopefully Caron Butler gets a chance. I think Caron needs a little bit more time to get seasoned. But Chris Quinn's been there since 2014 and has not got a job yet. It's been 10 years. Like, somebody got to give somebody a chance on that roster, aside from Fizdale, which was a very interesting outlier for the Grizzlies and for the Knicks. So, all right, let's close up here, gentlemen. All NBA team discussion. Took had the idea of us picking the best all NBA team, not first team, because that was too easy. Because we saw a post on Twitter that it was like Kobe and who was it too? I can't remember exactly who
T-Mac, KG, Tim Duncan, Shaq. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of
unstoppable.
Hell of a
we got trivia too first. Is trivia before the all NBA?
I'm with it. Go ahead. We here now.
It's on too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the trivia.
Let me go back and find it.
Oh Lord.
I have my selection for the best second team, I think.
Okay.
Me too.
So all right, so I saw this video. Shout out to $1 million worth of game with Gilly the Kid and Wallow. They actually brought this up. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I just thought it was pretty cool for me to ask on here. So, of course, there have been a multiple amount of players that come into the NBA out of high school, but only three have come into the league and averaged 10 points a game. They rookie season, right? Crazy-ish, right? Who were those 3 players?
So they high school players that came straight to the league.
High school drafted straight out of high school. Came
LeBron
into the
won.
LeBron is one. Yep.
Kevin Garnett.
Is Southern.
And who else came from?
Not T-Mac.
Nope.
Okay, because T-Mac he was with Toronto.
From high school.
Bynum?
Nope.
Damn, not Bynum. Okay.
Dang, that's hard too.
High Garnett.
It kind of took me back. Like, dang, I probably wasn't gonna get it. Honestly,
not Monte Ellis.
Nope.
Okay. Not Stephon Marbury.
Y'all need a hint.
Telfair.
Yeah.
Nope.
Damn, that's what I was thinking about. That
he was a forward. I'm not gonna say smaller power, but he was a forward.
He was a forward.
We got a comment, but I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Somebody I know, Sharky or Trevor. Damn.
Right.
No, no. You can put the comment. No, that's not him, Trevor. Nope.
Okay. Who the comment? He said.
What did he say?
He said Moses Malone.
Moses Malone. It was not Moses Malone.
Oh, wow.
Okay, real quick. What era then? What era? That's a better question because I
early 2000s. Early 2000s, later 2000s-ish. Yeah.
Dang.
Who
Amari? No.
No.
Amari?
It was Amari Stoudemire.
Damn, I feel like Amari.
Amari Stoudemire came into the league, averaged 10 points a game because you got to think he played with Steve. I think he played.
Well, no, it was a next year because he played with Marbury first.
Okay.
Marbury first, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and they definitely got him the ball his rookie season. So yeah, it was Amari, Kevin Garnett, and LeBron.
All forwards.
Said Jay Smith.
All forwards. Mm-hmm.
I was
like, that was interesting.
Did John Smith not score 10 points a game? That's interesting. Huh? He was like top 3, top 4 pick. I feel like. Josh Smith.
But anyways, all NBA second team. Yeah. Let's go to what you got.
Yeah, who you got to?
I want to hear y'all's, man. Who y'all got?
Oh man.
Go ahead, speaking of Amari Stoudemire, I went with 04-05. It had Wade,
yep.
Ray Allen, Amari, LeBron, and KG. That's the best second team, I would say.
Okay. I gotta give a little salt and pepper on mine. I ended on 2016 All NBA second team. Let me just give this to you. Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, DeMarcus Cousins. Time out
breaking news. Monty Williams just got fired.
Oh my God.
Freaking way. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Did we have to break this at my time though?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Monty Williams got fired. So I'm not a fan of it.
Back, man, done wrong.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan.
Like, what did he do wrong?
Are we sure?
I don't know. Somebody said he got fired. We're gonna see.
Hold on, I'm Googling right now.
Who was it? Shams or Woj?
Right.
Jerry, we don't mean to do this to you, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, whether you're right or wrong, we've had breaking news before, Jerry. We trying to make sure.
And you got a profile pic, so it's kind of hard for us to believe. No, just
right.
Thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in, man.
Yep. Wait. Suns for run. Yep. $2 million. Yep.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns are parting ways with head coach Monty Williams. That's crazy, bro. Like, why? I don't get it. Why would you fire Monty? I don't. I mean, I understand it because it's the owner. New owner wants his person in there. I don't know who on the street you want to hire unless you want Nick Nurse. But I mean, he okay, but he ain't a needle mover like that. Wow, that's not a fan. Not a fan. I feel like we got to go back and edit the Phoenix part because like that changes everything. That changes everything for me. Like I'm just not a fan of that, man. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm speechless, man. Monty Williams didn't deserve that. I understand how like I've said, that they've had a collapse since they went to the finals, yes. But when you do a midseason trade, and even with the midseason trade, and you get a top 5 player in the league right now who also got hurt as well after the trade and had to sit out, there's no time to build chemistry. And I mean, if they lose in 7, do you keep? I don't get it. That mad disrespectful from Phoenix. And wow, Monty Williams, kudos to you, sir. You should not be without Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
Milwaukee, you should be on the phone right now to get Monty Williams.
Right now.
Don't even let the ink dry.
Damn it, Grizzlies.
No, you know the Grizzlies.
Okay.
You know the Grizzlies. Wow, I'm really hurt. And I had a whole little thing set up for my All NBA second team, and it's just truly deflated me.
That's crazy.
Mm-mm.
So
I don't know what to say, man. He a coach that didn't deserve to be fired. Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, who you gonna bring in?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who on the street do you want? Like, who's available? Phil Jackson? What? I don't know.
We're not bringing on no damn Phil Jackson.
They about to bring in Chris Quinn.
Chris Quinn? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wow.
And this to me, like, it's like going back to like the Kevin Durant thing. Like, Kevin Durant, right? Wherever Kevin Durant goes, it blows up every time. It blows up. And like, as the owner of the team, what's his name? Ishbal, whatever his name is, I don't know. Like, you have to understand that this team traded mid-season. Kevin Durant only played 8 games. They won all of them. You get to the playoffs, you win your first round series. Second round, you run to the better team. That team is better than y'all. Like, what did y'all want them to do against the Joker and Murray and these players? Like, that team was better. And you could have went to the offseason. You could have said, all right, we got an offseason filled with, KD, Book, make moves, make changes. We were 8-0 with Kevin Durant in the lineup during the regular season. One has to assume we're going to be better next season with a new focus, new players, new role players, whatever we got to do. So for them to do that, now I'm wondering, how does Booker feel? Because, like, you fired my guy. We just got to the finals, 2 years ago? We had the best record in the league last year. We fought to get back in the playoffs this year. If I'm Booker, I'm like, bro, what the hell going on? Like, what? Like, is they moving furniture, man? And I don't know if it can be ugly. They're doing something. And if I'm Book, I mean, you could, in theory, you could trade Book if he want to get traded. Obviously, I don't think he want to be traded. But like, if I'm him, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, where do I see the vision for success next year? Because now you're incorporating a new scheme, new players. It's a lot of newness, which could be uncomfortable depending on the circumstances. And the West is hard, man. The West is hard.
Wow, I'm speechless. I knew the sun was setting, but I didn't know it was gonna set like that.
It's Kevin Durant, man.
Did Kevin Durant curse?
It's Kevin Durant curse.
You don't want to admit it too? Here it comes again.
Kevin Durant curse.
You want to talk about 2 teams he took to the playoffs? He got 2 coaches fired as well.
2 coaches fired in the same damn year.
At the same damn time.
The same year. Nash get up out of there. Monty get up out of there. Kevin Durant like a thunderstorm, bro. No pun intended. OKC. Like, this man, if he coming to your team, something bad gonna happen.
Greatest.
This is the best player in the league, man. This is the best player in the league.
So the Lakers.
No. They still playing basketball.
Not you trying to shield it to something else.
Ooh, don't they look good, boy? That white on white crime and Dante was doing the last game.
No, stop deflecting, too. Stop deflecting. So, too, you the conspiracy man. Who coaching this team, man? Who the coach?
The conspiracy.
Who the coach, man? Let me know.
Coach Bud.
If they hire Coach Bud, look, I got mad respect for Coach Bud. Coach Bud is a pop disciple. He can coach, but that's not who they need. If anything, I mentioned Phil Handy last episode. Hey, Phil Handy to Phoenix. Hey, what we doing, man? We need something.
It's either the irony of that or Kenny Atkinson been getting some interviews.
I don't like Kenny Atkinson.
The Nets were looking. I think he can coach. I'm a bigger Kenny Atkinson fan than a lot of people because the Nets team that he did have before Kevin Durant and Kyrie came, like that development, even with development within those players. Yeah. Spencer Dinwiddie was even playing like an all-star.
Yeah, Dinwiddie. Yeah, I remember that.
I take Kenny Atkinson, but the irony in all this is them hiring the ex-Bucks coach. Because if it's another black man coming to fill that job, I would be very surprised. Of course, I want it, but I would be very surprised. This could be one of them Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situations. So, I mean, who knows? JJ Redick out here getting interviews. I don't know, man.
No, I don't understand that for JJ Redick.
I mess with JJ. Go get your job, bro.
I mess with that, but I need him to be on the staff first before he can just hop into the
head coach. Exactly. He just using his white privilege. I think what's the guy's name that just fired from the Hawks?
What's it? McMillan. Nate McMillan.
I mean, give Nate a try.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get to a team hopefully that still has arguably two top 10, top 15 talents within the league with KD and Book. And that's a lot to have, and most teams do not have. And Kevin Durant is really something, y'all. It literally follows him.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
He's just the best.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy, bro. That's really crazy that they fired him, even though they were undefeated with him, with Kevin Durant in the lineup. Like, you have to assume they're gonna be better. Hey, we
gotta smoke that Monty pack right now, man.
Wow, we're smoking that money pack, man.
Smoking that money
you know pack. What though? That owner, I mean, Phoenix got a new owner, but he been doing some shit, man. The thing with the Joker on the sideline or the baseline, that was some shit. Firing Monty Williams, some shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trevor said Nick Nurse. I don't like Nick Nurse for them, man. Nick Nurse, nah.
They're gonna the way management works, Savage, is that they're gonna go and find quality coaches, and what quality coaches mean are championship winning coaches. And there are two of them, as we've said, Coach Bud and Coach Nurse, out there. Do I want either of them on the sideline? Hell no. No. But the way management work, they're gonna go and get the most qualified person for the job.
I don't even know who.
And for the people that just listen, I did put the quotes around qualified.
Yeah. All right. Y'all want to end up y'all all NBA team discussion? I know we got derailed.
Oh, yeah, we interrupting Sheedy.
But breaking news is breaking news. That's the second time this happened, ladies and gentlemen, on this podcast. We had the Kyrie trade happen and Monty Williams getting fired. I mean, we'll take it every time. I'll take breaking news. We had like 10 viewers in here at one point, so that's good. But we can get back to the all NBA discussion. My bad, Sheedy. We had to get into those breaking news, but go ahead.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, she's trying to get his life together.
I'm sorry. Hey, Phoenix, I mean, if you need me, you can fly me and my family. I can coach KD and Devin Booker. My goodness, this is ridiculous. But anyways, 2016 All-NBA second team, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Draymond, and DeMarcus Cousins. I'm going to just give you – I did a little digging. I had to dig on this one. It wasn't too cold for me to dig on this one. Chris Paul was fourth in assists this year. Damian Lillard was eighth. Draymond Green was seventh. You remember, too, this was probably the season that you were definitely a Warriors fan because they were what? 73-9 this season. Mm-hmm. Of the top scorers in the NBA, the All-NBA second team had 3 out of 6. Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins, Damian Lillard. Here, listen to this plus minus real quick, and I'll let y'all go. Chris Paul had a positive 553 for the season. Kevin Durant had a positive 647. Draymond Green had a positive 1,070 for the season. Ladies and gentlemen, give me this as my All-NBA second team. I think it's one of the better ones since 2000. DeMarcus Cousins was also giving you 12 rebounds, which was 5th in the league at the time. I'll take this. People forget about how good DeMarcus Cousins really was with Sacramento. And this is when he was playing for his contract year to go with the Pelicans.
Played under Michael Malone, too. Played under Mike Malone.
Talk about it. This is Chris Paul with Lob City. This is Damian Lillard finding his spot. This is Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook going 3-1 and then losing. But, you know, it is what it is. This is clearly Draymond and them, like I said, 73-9, but again, all running together. But regardless of the fact, that was my All-NBA second team, and I stand by. I think this is the best one since 2000.
Shoosh. That's a good one. And that was actually kind of close. I actually was like close to picking that one, so I'm kind of happy that you did pick that one. So I have to go with my second option. My second option will be the second team from 2006, 2007. That'll be Gilbert Arenas from the Wizards, T-Mac. I think he led the league in scoring, as well as Yao Ming. LeBron James, I believe that was his first time going to the NBA Finals that year, if I'm not mistaken. And Chris Bosh from the Raptors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so for all of them, you know, to make it on the second team.
Hey, real quick, man, you got some names too. One, Gilbert Arenas, one of my favorite point guards of all time. Two, give Yao Ming his flowers, man. I know he had an injury that derailed his career, but I mean, he was unstoppable. Like he was working the post, shooting at mid range. I mean, his first game against Shaq, we saw the highlights of that. Yeah, give Yao Ming his flowers. You said one more player. I forget one more player.
Let me see. LeBron, T-Mac.
T-Mac.
I got T-Mac, and I believe he let let me see.
League and score.
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh. Yeah, Chris Bosh.
Right.
Y'all, Chris Bosh, if y'all don't remember who are
with the
younger
Raptors,
Chris Bosh was an MVP candidate with the Raptors. That man was hooping. He took a step back with the Heat, but he was still Chris Bosh. Don't get it twisted. That man could go get it. So shout out to Chris Bosh. I give flowers to the forgotten
23 and 10
players.
He was averaging 23 and 10 that season. Easy
yes, sir.
bucket.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap it up here. We're going about an hour and a half, so a little bit longer than what we normally do. But breaking news does it to y'all. So we were gonna record on Tuesday. We're not, so we will at some point get to see who is drafting Wemby. So we will be back next Sunday, if I my math correctly. Next Sunday, I'm back on our regularly scheduled programming. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there. My wife, my mom, my grandmothers, y'all moms and everything. So if you're listening, enjoy time with your mama. Enjoy time with those who are moms in your life. Love on them, appreciate them, and keep it moving. So we will see y'all next week. Stay safe. Be blessed. Peace.